and the inspectors there being that kind of window inspection. And so then the African Americans purchased the homes, many of which were, headed towards dilapidated state. They had some, some things that needed to be done. And so an African American person inherits it, so to speak, meaning purchases it, and then next thing you know, they don't have the funds to be able to fix up the property, right? Do what wasn't done because it was just that rush kind of transaction and changing of hands. And so then you wind up having this aged community of buildings that are in a state, less than desirable state, and it looks like the African Americans, they don't know how to keep up property, so I don't want to live next to them and don't let them in our neighborhood, because once they do, the neighborhood's going down, we're going to have to move again. The mindset that could be established and perpetuated, and it has been in some of our communities. I want to address that because that's a concern of it's so huge to me. That's one example of how lies and erroneous stereotypes have damaged our relationships, and wanting to work towards really getting to know each other so that I know that you're just like me and I'm just like you. Beyond what has been historically and even sometimes contemporaneously put out there through media in all kinds of ways, propaganda, right, that really continues to perpetuate a mindset and a thought process that keeps us separate. It keeps us in fear, keeps us thinking something about the other that's not true at all. So it's okay for you to come to my house and to be clean and eat my food, or vice versa, right? And so I'm going into all of this because I'm looking forward to, I call it conciliation. In some instances there's reconciliation, but in others there was never a one, right? And so it's a process of conciliation, coming into oneness newly, and I'm looking forward to being a part of that movement. And I think this is one out of many, because people have been doing work for years, right, in decades, and there's more to come, but I'm glad to be a part of this, and I want to be an agent towards that, right? And so some of you, who knows, 2 years from now, you'll be eating at my house and I'll be at yours.
Right.
And so really, really wanting to crush and crumble the false walls that have divided us for so long as people groups. We're one. God created us equal, and we're all beautiful. And so I'm looking forward to that exchange and us moving towards that. And even in our spheres of influence, right, being voices of change and agents of change. And so, and this will be the last thing I say, even those instances where, whether family members or friends or associates, and they make those, those sly comments and those terrible comments that may come out of words that are used, pejorative words and things like that, and being able to lovingly correct or question, right? Like really being lights in our spheres of authority to help transition and change people's mindsets. And it starts with ourselves, but then spreading out beyond ourselves, and some of us may feel like it's kind of confrontational, but being intentional about pursuing the change and not being passive, that it's going to happen without us. It's only going to happen with us and by us, by the grace of God. And so let's do this. Let's do it, and let's come together and make this movement happen.
Anybody else want to add any words to why they came or why they feel?
I think for me it's a little bit of a puzzle piece, like how did that happen? Why did that happen? But I want to just piggyback on what you said. I think we have to get educated together, and we have to eat, drink, dance, and sing together. So I think we have to find opportunities to get together. One of the things I'm very proud about my parenting is when I live in Needham, Massachusetts. It's very homogeneous. I'm not proud of it at all. And that part of it is very disturbing to me. But my son was a dancer when he was young, and Martin Luther King, he wanted to dance in the Martin Luther King Day celebration, and the rehearsals were in Roxbury. I'm saying, yes, let's do this. And so we used to drive to Roxbury every week and learn, really, with a dancer here, how to do that. And I was so proud of that, and we went in without fear, like this is our place too. And I just remember that so clearly, and both of my sons feel like this world should be integrated that way. And I think we have to just find more opportunities for that. I mean, I'm in a drum class now. It's all white women. That's not fun. Like we have to be together, we have to create music together and sing together. So I think we find opportunities for that, and we'd love you to come over and have dinner with us.
I love that.
I have two things I want to share, and I'm not going to be as articulate as...
Stand and face everyone.
Okay, sorry. I'm worse when I'm standing.
Oh, well.
Two things. One is I was in the BWC group where we read the book that was referenced, and so I actually wrote down places and did my own walking tours around mostly this area. And the first time I came, well, I guess at the same time, that movie Sidewalk Memories, my mom lives in an assisted living community in Canton, and I grew up in Cleveland, but they showed that movie, and many of the people there had grown up here, so they talked about it, and in the same way that if you watch the whole video, you get a sense of missing community for what was here. And so anyway, when I came here and did my own little walking tour,